What's up, everybody? I'm Thrash Maniac HD, and this is your WWE Hell in a Cell 2013 pay-per-view review. And before I get started, a couple things. First, I thought Hell in a Cell was a pretty damn good pay-per-view, in my opinion. Not a terrible match on this show. And also, another quick thing. I'm sporting Bengals gear today, because, oh boy. To anybody out there who's a Jets fan, no offense to you guys, but you guys got fucking pounded by my Bengals, 49-9. We scored the most points out of any team this week. Oh man. And like 3 or 4 touchdowns we had was with Marvin Jones. Holy crap. We had a kick-ass game on Sunday, so sorry to Jets fans, but you suck, Jets. So now we're 6-2. If we can get about 4 more wins, then we'll be looking really good for the playoffs. So, yeah. But anyways, now on to the review. So, the pre-show match, which was originally supposed to be Langston versus Curtis Axel for the Intercontinental title, but we heard Curtis Axel was hurt, so the match was canceled. Now we're getting reports that Curtis Axel may be seriously injured. That I heard that report that he blew out both of his hips, so he's going to be out for quite a while, so they're probably going to have to take the IC title off him, which is a damn shame, but they got to do what they got to do sometimes. So the pre-show match ended up being Kofi Kingston versus Damien Sandow. I thought for a pre-show match this was a good match. I don't think any pre-show match will top the Usos versus Rollins and Reigns at Money in the Bank. It's just simple as that. But this was still a good match, and once again, like I do with all my reviews, star ratings for each match is in the description box. Then we get to the main show, and the first match we get is the triple threat match for the WWE Tag Team titles. Cody, Rhodes, Goldust, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns of the Shield, and the Usos. I thought this was a really damn good match. My favorite part of the match would have to be whenever, I believe it was one of the Usos and Cody on the top rope, and Cody did the super duper 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 plex off the top rope to the outside on top of everybody else. That was pretty cool to see. Cody, Rhodes, Goldust ended up retaining the titles, pretty much like what I predicted. Then again, like I said in the predictions video, it didn't matter who won the match to me. Either way, I'd be happy with the match, and I came out happy after the match. Cody and Goldust retained. Then we get a segment, which I thought was going to be the Bray Wyatt-Miz match, but the Miz was coming out saying that the Wyatts have been stalking me, and I am tired of it, so Bray Wyatt, bring yourself alone out here right now. And then we get an awesome Bray Wyatt promo. Then the lights go out, lights come back on, and it's Luke Harper, Eric Rowan in the ring beating down the Miz, and then all of a sudden, and then out comes Kane, and I'm like, oh god, Kane's back, bitches. And he's got a new mask. Like, I can tell it's new because it doesn't look so wrinkly like the mask he had before. So it's kind of more streamlined. But he returned, cleaned house with Rowan and Harper, and then chokeslams the Miz. So it's like Kane's not happy with anybody around him. He just wants to kick ass. So it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen between the Wyatts, Miz, and Kane tonight on Raw. Should be pretty cool. Then we get a random match. We get a mixed tag. Great Khali and Natalya versus Fandango and the in-ring debut of Summer Rae. To be honest with you, the Summer Rae Natalya portion of this match was the best part of the match, because Summer Rae, I've seen her, you guys have known me for almost for pretty much over 3 months doing NXT reviews. You know how I feel about Summer Rae in the ring. I think she's good. She showed it in this match. She went up toe-to-toe with Natalya. But if it wasn't for the Fandango, Khali crap, this match would have been better, in my opinion. But we might see Summer Rae versus Natalya one-on-one tonight on Raw or on SmackDown. Just depends. But this wasn't a terrible match. It was just there. So, again, star rating in the description box. Now we get another match that was put together, and this was put together during the pre-show when Big E Langston was on the panel dressed up, and then Dean Ambrose is calling him out. And so now we get a U.S. title match, Big E Langston versus champion Dean Ambrose. I thought for what it was a decent match. They could have done better, but for what it was a decent match. Dean Ambrose retained, kind of like what I expected when this match was first announced during the pre-show. Oh, and I forgot to mention in the last match, the mixed tag, Fandango Summer Rae won. Summer Rae got the pin. So, yeah, I forgot to mention that. But Ambrose retains, star rating in the description box for the match. Now we get the handicap Hell in a Cell match between CM Punk versus Ryback, Paul Heyman. This match was essentially Punk Ryback 4, pretty much, because Paul Heyman came out on like a lifting transportation device, and he was spending all the match on top of the cell so he wouldn't get in the ring with Punk. But the Ryback Punk portion, I'm gonna say this. That portion of the match between them was better, way better than their match they had at Hell in a Cell last year. Definitely better than their match at Battleground. But I don't think it was as good as their match in the TLC match in the first Raw of the year. Because that match was really damn good. And this match, it was good. I thought it was a good match. Punk won. And then he takes the kendo stick, puts it in between his body and his trunks, climbs up to the top of the cell, beats the living hell out of Paul Heyman with the kendo stick, and then GTS on top of the cell. So, yeah. That was really cool to see right there. Punk get his revenge. Now we get to the next match, which is Los Matadores versus the Real Americans. For this match, I thought this was a pretty good tag match, in my opinion. But holy crap, Cesaro. 31 times did the giant swing on, I believe it was Diego or Epico. I don't know. I forget what their new names are, but did it 31 times, a giant swing, and that was impressive as all hell. And it looked like whenever the dude was getting swung, he was like, inside he was thinking, wanting to go, wee! So yeah, that was pretty cool. But Los Matadores won, like I predicted. And then Sam Coulter gets more of a beating from El Torito. And I forgot to mention also throughout the show, Rey Mysterio was there on the Spanish commentary booth. But for God's sakes, when are they going to put him back on TV to wrestle at least? Since I guess he's cleared to compete, I guess. Now we get to the world title match. John Cena returning to face champion Alberto Del Rio. If you ask me, this match felt very short for me personally. Which is why I thought this match could have been better if it was a longer match. But they were playing it all out throughout the match about Cena's injured elbow. And Del Rio was going after it pretty much the whole match. And then Cena miraculously did the AA. And also throughout the match, you kept seeing Damien Sandow in the back like he's getting prepared to cash in, and sadly he didn't. Or unfortunately he didn't. But Cena wins the world title, which, to be honest with you, I'm gonna say this right now. if John Cena does break Ric Flair's record of 16 world titles, to be honest with you, I kind of got the feeling about this talking with my brother about it last night, but people have got to stop being in the old school. They've got to stop having an old school mentality and move on. When really, records are meant to be broken. Well, except for Undertaker's WrestleMania streak. But like most world title reigns, that record's meant to be broken. And if John Cena's going to be the one to do it, you know what, to be honest with you, I don't care. Because really, it's going to be either him or maybe even Triple H or Randy Orton. It's going to be one of those guys who's going to break that record. So really, it's inevitable for that record to be broken. So I don't care if Cena breaks it, because I don't have that old school mentality of keeping that record staying when really that record's meant to be broken. And I don't have a problem with Cena winning the World Heavyweight title, because the big gold belt looks really good on him, and it's like I said before, big gold belt will look good on just about anybody. But Cena won. But for how short this match was and how it went, I thought it was a decent match. I'd say if it was longer, and my damn phone is ringing, so hang on just a second. Alright, I got that test taken care of, but anyways, I thought this was a decent match. Again, star rating in the description box for all the matches. Now we get to the Divas title match, AJ Lee versus Brie Bella. For a Divas match, it was alright. And AJ won. Thank you. So, yeah, again, star rating in the description. Now we get to, in my opinion, match of the night. The WWE title Hell in a Cell match between Daniel Bryan and Randy Orton. I thought this was a great match, in my opinion, though the crowd, some crowds I don't get. I don't understand. Most of the crowd for this match was pretty much dead. And I'm thinking to myself, well, to be honest, wrestling crowds nowadays suck. Because most of the fans there are mostly kind of like the Attitude Era fans, and they think, well, if it's not Attitude Era, it's not good. I'm like, dude, you need to get out of the past and get on with the future. So, yeah, the crowd was pretty much almost dead throughout this whole match, which I was shaking my head at, because, you know what? The crowd at the SmackDown I went to was more lively than this shitty crowd. I mean, give me a break. I mean, that SmackDown crowd I went to in Columbus was really damn good. Really, this show should have been there, and the crowd would have been more into it, because the Columbus crowd for a SmackDown was really damn good. The crowd for a pay-per-view in Miami sucked. At least to my ears, But this match was great, in my opinion. Bryan and Orton beat the shit out of each other in this match. And I thought this was crazy when Bryan was throwing in a bunch of chairs into the ring and put them all in a pile, and then they did a superplex on him. That was pretty unique to see. But then we get to the end of the match, where Bryan inadvertently pushed Orton into Shawn. And Bryan had the match won if Shawn wasn't down. And then Triple H sticks his nose where it doesn't belong and tries to beat down Bryan, but Triple H gets the running knee to the face, and then Shawn super kicks Bryan, and then Orton pins him, and Orton, new WWE champion. To be honest with you, I gotta point this out. To anybody out there who thought Shawn Michaels turned heel, no. If you guys saw him walking to the back, he was looking like he was disgusted by what he did. I bet you they're going to play it off tonight on Raw that Triple H forced him to do it, otherwise he would never appear in a WWE moment ever again. That's pretty much what I'm predicting is what's going to happen with the fallout from that. But I don't believe Shawn Michaels turned heel. I think this is setting it up for Shawn Triple H at WrestleMania, which, once again, I'm going to say, I think that will be great to see. Because the fact they never had a WrestleMania match, other than that triple threat with the Wild Pegasus guy, they never had a one-on-one at a WrestleMania. But this match for the WWE title was a great match, in my opinion. Star rating in the description box. Overall, I'm going to give the rating for this whole pay-per-view. I thought this pay-per-view was pretty good. A rating, I'm going to give it about a 2.95 out of 5. It was a pretty good show. And now we wait for the 4th pay-per-view of the Big Four, Survivor Series. And I know Eminem Howard 12 is probably going to be wanting to go to it since it's in Boston, which that'd be pretty cool. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to Survivor Series. I always look forward to Survivor Series. Survivor Series has always been one of my favorite pay-per-views, despite the fact it's lost some luster in the past decade. But, yeah, and that does it for this review. Once again, Bengals killed the Jets. Ha ha ha! Sorry to Jets fans, but your team sucks. They did not even score a touchdown. It had to be all field goals for them. And the Bengals scored more points than any team this week. Well, we still got the Monday night game, but I don't expect that to be much. But so yeah, now the Bengals can look forward to playing Miami Thursday night on Halloween night. So I'm going to officially say, fuck TNA Impact this week. Bengals game's going to be where it's going to be for me. So, yeah. So, yeah. And eventually this week I might do a video talking about TNA, about where they are now and stuff like that. And, yeah. And also, guys, if you guys haven't checked out my album review yet of my first ever album review I did on this channel, the link for that will be in the description box, along with the results, star ratings for the matches and stuff. So yeah, I plan on doing maybe a live stream or a long video of me doing an entire band's discography. It will probably be Metallica, so I'll be looking forward to doing that. I think that will be live. I think I'll do that as a live stream. And also, real quick before I go, I just want to say thank you all who subscribed to my main channel, ThrashManiac99, for getting up to 500 subscribers yesterday. I thank you guys so much. I'm kind of torn between if I want to do a live Q&A or make like a special video for it. Probably most likely do a special video because I only do live Q&As whenever I'm in the mood for it. I could end up doing it for the 500 subscriber special. I'm not all that sure yet, but I'll be thinking about it for the next week, because, yeah. And, yeah, I'll be doing the Metallica discography review series. I'll probably do one video at a time, like one album per video. That's probably how I'm going to do it. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. Peace and hooday!